Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 26th, and it is the morning after the very exciting State of the Union address. And for today's BHL pregame, I think I'm going to do the entire pregame the same way Michelle Bachmann gave the Tea Party rebuttal last night after the State of the Union address. So excuse me while I get ready. We have a lot to talk about today. Seriously, what was going on with that last night? Did you see her rebuttal? She's literally looking at, I don't know if she was looking at another camera, if she was looking at a person in the room, but she was not looking anywhere near the camera. The lighting was horrible. I mean, if you're going to do a rebuttal, at least make sure that you do a proper rebuttal. So much stuff went on at the State of the Union last night. They cut back a lot on the stand up, sit down, cheer, cheer, cheer for President Obama, which was nice. But did you see any shots of Marco Rubio sitting next to Bill Nelson? Because the two of them juxtaposed together is hilarious. Bill Nelson looks like he's just on the edge of his seat, just hanging on to the president's every word. And Rubio just looks like he's just furious. I mean, he's sitting there like this the whole time. And it's so funny. You have to know that they were just dreading sitting together that whole night. It was absolutely great. Some of those camera shots last night were awesome. Also, I don't know if you noticed this, but somebody mentioned this to me last night. John Boehner, did he go to a tanning booth before he went to the State of the Union? Oh my gosh. Having him up there next to Biden, I mean, it's like somebody just sprayed him down with tanner right before the State of the Union address. So that was, I mean, I'm the type of person where I'm listening to what Obama says, but I'm also looking at how people are reacting. And it was quite an interesting crowd last night at the State of the Union. But yeah, I mean, easily the biggest shocker to me was the Bachmann response and how she handled it and how it almost felt awkward. And I mean, the first words out of her mouth were, "I'm not here to fracture the Republican Party. I'm here to, actually create more togetherness for Republicans." So we've also got that going on. We're also going to talk about Jon Stewart and The Daily Show. On Monday night, Stewart went after Fox News, basically playing off an interview that Megyn Kelly was doing, where her guest said that people on Fox News also call some Democrats or some liberals or allude to the fact that they're similar to Nazis, and Megyn Kelly said, no, nobody ever does that. Jon Stewart basically listed instance after instance where a guest or Bill O'Reilly or Glenn Beck said something to the same effect. And you know what? I think that he has a valid point that Megyn Kelly said that nobody on Fox News ever does that, and then he proved that yes, that has in fact happened on Fox News. But I'm sick of Jon Stewart. He is a comedian parading as a newsman, and I think that to look in his background is really all you have to look through to realize that he is not somebody who should have any attention drawn to him, and nobody should be watching his show. He should not be taken seriously. I mean, this guy is a comedian. He started out as a comedy writer, went on to do acting roles, went on to be in a bunch of sketches, went on a TV show on MTV that only lasted for about a year before he started the Jon Stewart Show. So he's had a lot of failures in his life before he's gotten to be the success that he is today. And it's really interesting. I mean, I find it funny that Jon Stewart can somehow go after all of these people, but nobody takes the time to go after Jon Stewart. I mean, in an interview in 2009, he was discussing torture with his guest, and he basically said that President Harry S. Truman was a war criminal because of the atomic bomb. I have the quote sitting right here. Here's what he says. "Here's what I think of the atom bombs. I think if you dropped an atom bomb 15 miles offshore and you said the next one's coming and hitting you, then I would think it's okay. To drop it on a city and kill 100,000 people, yeah, I think that's criminal." I mean, he went on and apologized the next day, but I think that Jon Stewart needs to get off his high horse and realize that, you know what, even Jon Stewart makes mistakes and interprets things and says things that he might not mean the way that they are construed. And I think that he needs to stop acting like he's a newsman. But the funny thing is that, like, he had been on Crossfire, he's gone on all sorts of news programs, and when they ask him, when they say, oh, do you think you're a news person, he's the first one to deny it. He's the first one to say, I'm just a comedian, I'm just, doing my job, I'm just doing satire. then if you truly believe that, I think that he needs to be handling himself much differently and taking a lot more responsibility for what's on his program. So that's something that was really bothering me today, so we're going to talk about that and much more stuff coming up. And that's about it for the pregame today. And we'll talk to you